Yeah, so this is all born out of scribbles.
Fantastic.
So these are basically, you can say, scribbles which were done, and then I found links and loops, and all has an idea that okay, each thought is going for a trip and you're coming back to present, so they're forming a loop, and very small connections connecting to each one, vague proportions, because some you dream for a longer time, some you just cut it short, and you do art direct your dreams, by the way. There's a lot of control as well in that lucid moment. So yeah, that's what I explored, and then I said that okay, what if I was to give this whole experience to somebody, because it's a very unique experience. You don't usually, it's a, daydreaming is associated with guilt. You're weighing your time away. What are you doing? Why are you not in present? So there's a lot of guilt to it. But now this time that I'm exploring this as a subject, I wanted people to also experience that vagueness and that flow of it, and let the thoughts just flow through you. So interesting thing, everybody wears a stockings there, and it's very slippery environment. It's all polished areas. So I thought I will bring in some lycra material, which people who want to, subjects can entangle themselves and be without shoes, so that they can glide and be with this force coming from all directions, pulling them, and just be. I decided to just be a silent observer with a camera and would click when I feel they are in that state. When they have reached that state where they are
Dreaming.
literally, yeah, transferring from now to somewhere else, like they have moved, and that is something that I captured. Now, simply simple, those pictures looked something,
Ah,
yeah, and they're not altered for sure. So this connection made me realize that if this connection can happen, and mind definitely is a very deep web, and I feel the subconscious mind already has formed what is not yet born or created by me, but it has formed that form in his head. There's something which is pre-conceived, pre-visualized, and it's just waiting for any tool to come in your hand to express it out, whether it was a photograph or the scribbles, with the way I found loops in them. So I have a theory here, or a hypothesis, that what's meant to be will always be. It's not just a philosophical statement, but quite proven through this experiment that it's already there. You're just a medium to bring it out. Yeah, you're just a channel to let it flow through you, and you already know your higher purpose, and it's all jumbled in this whole scribble thing. You just have to solve it, and it'll come to you. So whether this happens, so I'm a visual communication designer, and I'm sure as a writer you also might have experience that you were always meant to do this.
okay, we'll get to it. So, it's a couple of very extraordinary experiences there. A, the color red. Because you're still trying to interpret an expression while you've thrown open like a medium for them to play with, your protagonist of your story you're walking in, you're also trying to give birth or find resonation with your scribbles. So the color red is your lowest chakra, and it represents the idea of birth, the idea of the foundation of form is the color red. So that's a excellent in terms of the fact that we use it. I don't know why you use it. You may have used it. You like the color. It's a good contrast. It's visually distinct, but it's your lowest chakra. It's your so that's one. The other beautiful demonstration of resonance, simply, and I'll give you an example. If you place a piano and a guitar in a room, and they at that same tonality, you play one and the other will hum. So what you have, because you've thrown open a place where people are walking in with the emotions, familiar or not, knowing the journeys or not, moving toward a goal or not, but they are finding themselves at some way, in some level, like you said, you've created these spaces, you're waiting for the universe to be happy with what you've done, and when the universe is happy with what you've done, it will co-create with you. So when the people come in, they are actually creating dances where they're getting into like a space of a dream, and when you find the picture, it's exactly like the best moment of your scribble, right? Or the one you've picked up to create that. So, is this totally subconscious? I'll correct that a little bit. Not correct that, or give you my perspective, tweak it a little bit. Only because I worked with the subconscious mind it's been the focus of my study, work, change for now over 25 years. And I just say this just purely because of my experience and not because I believe that that's the only way. The subconscious is a reservoir of everything that we've ever seen, heard, felt, and keeps it there for record and review. However, your work has gone beyond the subconscious. So the subconscious is the storehouse, but the superconscious, and I'm not saying unconscious, the unconscious mind takes care of your reflexes, your heart rate, blood pressure, all of that, takes care of your physical, emotional responses. No, I'm not talking, it's like, you're not thinking how many times you have to blink. You'll blink. And your conscious mind is obviously the one that makes a rational decision. I'm speaking about the superconscious, which is the one mind which is allowing you or giving you entry to take this scribble or this opportunity and create it into an entity called a visual art, resonate with a group of people when they walk in and dream, inviting them to meet you in that one space of spirit, which is one.
Wow.
It doesn't go beyond that one.
Wow. Yeah.
And there you go. So the resonation is with that one mind. And beyond, but all the people who are coming into that experience, maybe this evening, maybe me, I don't know, maybe just a part of me, maybe all of me, and likewise with the others. But your resonation is beyond the subconscious. The subconscious is literally bringing to people the things that they've experienced and the experience that they've had, which they're most aware of. Some of them just go away, some of them are peripheral stories. Where you're engaging people is at the level of the one mind, where the resonation is super conscious, where you can obviously see that they step away from this beta, stimulation of the brain is stimulated to a more like, perhaps like almost going into delta space, allowing themselves, giving themselves a permission, not judging themselves, flowing into that daydream because it takes that much resistance. And then from there, because you've offered this space and the universe is happy with what you're doing, it is allowing the resonation. So when you're actually looking at the scribbles and you're looking at the form, it's identical. And so that's a story beyond subconscious. It's at the level of the superconscious.
Interesting take. Yeah, this is amazing. So yes, I think I do find this, what you just said, that I kept telling my friends, किसी को ये पहले experience नहीं हुआ क्या? Is it only me? Nobody talks about it. I find the internet actually. I find internet to search for people who have decoded scribbles and connected it to your deeper mind. But I don't get such contents, or I don't get.
So I'll add to that. I was at a workshop, Joe Costa's workshop, a 15-step workshop years ago, 20 years ago. He teaches you to step into a space of higher consciousness where you find resonance with people who have passed on, or higher souls or masters who have to come to you, and they're very willing to speak to you, very willing to work with you, but you don't know how to do that. So he teaches you that. Those are the tools. And in the first workshop, there were 150 odd people. I was listening, and at the same time I was doodling, and I don't know what I was doodling, I had no clue. And by the end of it, one of the people with him, his name was David, I remember, came to me and said, do you know what you're doodling? And I was like, am I doodling?
Okay.
Because I wasn't conscious of it. Like auto. He's like, these are hieroglyphs. They're found in Egypt. And he gave me the whole history, and I was like, wait a minute. And when I looked at it, I still have that drawing, and I haven't interpreted it because there'll be a time, I suppose. And so I know from experience that things are coming to you, messages are coming to you. There may be a code, because the universe is moving towards the highest chakra, and it is using 6D-dimensional thinking to do that. So maybe you're at a place and time where you're meant to do more, maybe to trigger a code that will allow the occipital lobe maybe to open up, maybe the prefrontal cortex to open up, and amalgamate with, say, temporal lobe. I don't know what's going on, but there is something more greater than you know, see, and if you seek it, it could become a formula for uncoding something.
I only
Because it's coming from
yes.
because it's coming from people, and humans are intelligent entities, but they're also the divine force. So you are inviting them. They're not forcing themselves into this. They're accepting your invite, so they're accepting that call
Allowing
of the
their
divine.
own selves to get
into that space, sharing that privacy of that momentary lapse of reasoning, or momentary drama, or momentary presence, or momentary
self. Yeah.
or gaining themselves and being in sync with some master who they don't even know. So maybe they're helping you just code this by channeling the masters.
Absolutely.
You don't know what's going on. Or it could be as simple as empowering you because you want to be empowered. That's it. For no other reason. Maybe none of this is spiritual, but it's still making a movement. And it's still energizing, and it's still creative. So either way, this is fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you for this.